So I made this video, like, I think was it last year? That is when season 3 of Lois, Superman and Lois came out, and you know, they brought out Doomsday, who was different, and I decided to make the evolution of Doomsday when it comes to live action throughout the years. And just a week ago, they introduced a new version of Doomsday, one that is comic accurate, to end the series finale of Superman and Lois. So I decided to update this video, not only for those who have watched, but mostly for those who have not watched the original I made a while ago. So let's just get right into it. First is from one of the best TV shows in my opinion of all time, Smallville. Doomsday was a major part of the plot in season 8, and we got a final clash between Clark and Doomsday in the finale, even though it was kind of underwhelming, which makes a little sense because it was CW at that time. They didn't have the budget and the means to create a spectacle that was in Superman and Lois. This Doomsday was created on Krypton using the DNA from the strongest creatures there, and it was going to be General Zod and Farora's child, and of course they wanted to use it to kill Kal-El. Now his genetic material was attached to the spaceship which Kal-El arrived in on Earth. Now he was also adopted just like Clark and was given the name Davis Bloom, portrayed by Sam Witwer, one of my favorite actors nowadays. He grew up to become a paramedic, and in his later years, adult years, he met Clark, and that caused a reaction. He mutates and transforms into this monstrous form and just kills everything in his path, and the human that he is blacks out and doesn't remember anything. Even though it happened 1 or 2 times, when he met Clark, it just started being frequent because the Doomsday in him, you know, that was attached to Clark wanted to kill him. Now they were able to separate Doomsday from David Bloom. Doomsday escapes, and that's when we get that showdown between Clark and Doomsday. As I said, underwhelming, but it's understandable. Even the actors came out and talked about how there were major restrictions financially and how big they wanted to make the fight, but it couldn't be possible. But at the end of the day, the story throughout the season was actually cool. The next version we got in live action was in BVS, Dawn of Justice, the 2016 Zack Snyder movie. But I will say this, the Ultimate Edition is the best way to watch the movie. So this version of Doomsday is created by Lex Luthor using his blood and the dead body of Zod, using a crashed Kryptonian ship which had a file of a monster on it, a creature of immense power. Now Superman arrives during the process, but it was already too late. The creature hatches and Lex gives the name Doomsday, Superman's Doomsday, and then the fight begins. Batman and Wonder Woman come later on to help Supes fight, you know, this creature, and Superman had to sacrifice himself using the kryptonite spear to kill it, and also getting impaled by the spikes on Doomsday's arms and dying also. Now the next Doomsday we got a live action was in the TV show Krypton, a prequel series about Supes' grandfather. And this Doomsday was actually a Kryptonian, a Kandorian, specifically Darkseid, who had a genetic mutation and was convinced that he would be the savior or be the one to end the Kryptonian civil war, and thus he was experimented on, turning him into Doomsday. And after that he was put in cryostasis and then was freed in the present day by Seg-El, who wanted to use his power to defeat Brainiac. Now General Zod eventually captures the creature, uses him as part of, you know, his plan to conquer the planet, and sends him to Krypton's moon to defeat and kill the rebels that are against him. Now after the moon's destruction, it is presumed that Doomsday is dead, but it is revealed later that he's being frozen in a meteorite, and of course that is going to lead him to fall down to Earth at some point in time in the future, and of course face Superman. Now the current Doomsday that we've now gotten in 2023 is in Superman and Lois season 3, the finale. This version of Doomsday is kind of special. It is a mutated version of Bizarro. Yes, Lex captures Bizarro, tortures him, experiments on him using S-Kryptonite, turning him into this massive, haunting, gross looking creature. Of course, Superman arrives to confront whatever danger that there is and meets Doomsday. Freaking day. This was sick. The design is freaking crazy. I mean, this is a freaking CW show even though their budget is slightly higher than the other CW shows, it's still pretty impressive. Hello guys, Neddy Sage from the future. So when it comes to season 4's Doomsday, he's ripped right off the comics. This is the first live action Doomsday that is more comic accurate. Of course, Krypton's own was pretty close, but this one they just knocked it out of the park. Now this Doomsday came to be as a result of Lex Luthor. Of course, it's freaking Lex Luthor. He actually accelerated the evolution of the Doomsday that he created in season 3. Of course, using explosives. We saw something similar in Batman vs Superman, where that was one of the main cause of that Doomsday's evolution and growth to become something more dangerous and more sinister. But of course, with that, they dropped the ball with the design. But this was perfect in Superman and Lois season 4. And I feel like this show is so underrated and it's so amazing. The story, the characters, and of course, this final fight between Superman and Doomsday in this series finale, it was awesome, but it could have been so much better. And the reason why it wasn't was because of budget. That's all it comes down to. But anyways, that's pretty much the evolution of Doomsday throughout the years when it comes to live action. Smallville started it first. They also couldn't do much with that fight between Clark and Doomsday because of what? Budget. No money to do that thing. If they had that treatment that at least Superman and Lois got, like that would have been an epic fight, because they teased it. That was the whole story for the entire season 8. And when it comes to Krypton, it was pretty close. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this video. I also have other videos on the evolution of flying or flight powers throughout the years, as well as when it comes to speedsters, super speed, and also videos on every time Batman and Superman have fought over the years, from live action to animation, and also as well as Superman versus Darkseid over the years as well. So yeah, there's a lot of videos that I've made on all these DC characters and DC fights and moments. So I do hope you check them out. There's a lot of entertaining videos, not only related to DC, but also Marvel, anime, animation, sports, games, TV shows, of course, movies. So I do hope you check the channel out. There's a lot of videos that I know you guys will find entertaining. At least you find a couple of them, right? Anyways, leave a like and share. That's all the video out. And also subscribe and turn on that notification bell not to miss any new video as well. As always, Neddy Sage here. See you guys in the next one.